Today we are going through the World of Warcraft Vanilla BradyGames Master Guide, and this is the second edition, going through the base game of World of Warcraft, released back in 2004, a little bit more in depth. This guide is the official strategy guide for World of Warcraft Vanilla, and the second edition is updated. This is a wonderful old nostalgic item, and we will go through this today. So I hope you sit back and relax, and let's get into this video. Here on the cover we can read World of Warcraft Master Guide, second edition strategy guide, with some pictures of the dwarves outside of Ironforge, the dark portal loading screen, a dwarf riding a griffin over what I think is the wetlands. I have this artwork as an original mouse mat, or do you call it mouse pad, and Malfurion and Tyrannus outside of that. Greetings, citizens of Azeroth. Brady is pleased to present this fully updated and revised official strategy guide, now called the Master Guide. We at Brady still play WoW, and we have taken a second look at our official strategy guide with a very critical eye. After 12 patches, much of the information in the original guide had become outdated. In addition to updating the meat of the guide, we wanted to make the book more manageable and easier to use. We have an introduction to World of Warcraft, your first day, learning about the world beyond the basics, rising in the ranks, dungeon and raids, to the battle, crafting quest, equipments and item tables, bestiary, and additional content. We begin anew. One of the greatest difficulties of strategy writing is that there is almost never the time, money, and ability to return to a beloved product and update the original material. The glossary. And this glossary gives you a good idea what the common terms mean in World of Warcraft. Gaming slang, internal statics, and other such ideas are explained in enough detail. Let's go through a couple of these. Add AFK, aggro, radius, agility, aka alt, area of effects, armor, artificial intelligence, attack power, attack skill, tribute, auction house. Oh god, this text is so small. Battleground, BBL, blind, character, choosing a name, race and class for your character may seem like a simple start, but it's all about investment. So you have your class. Your intended class is the best thing to decide first. After all, you don't want to fall in love with a race and suddenly find that they don't have the class you were hoping to play. And the race. Though racial traits are discussed later and certainly have an influence in gameplay, it is still strongly recommended that you choose a race based on feel. Naming tips. Etiquette. When to attack, where is everything? This is so very nostalgic. On the side of the pages we can even see the beautiful night artwork. NPCs, allies and enemies. It takes me back a couple of years. I remember starting off this channel, going through a lot of these BradyGames strategy guides and the official art books. I managed to get a hold of another Mist of Pandaria art book, and it would be fun to create some shorts with. I've been rambling about creating short format content for a long time. I think that would be a great way to boost this channel a little bit. We have some keyboard layouts. I still only use my keyboard keyboards in vanilla layout, but I have one as well with the Burning Crusade layout for the anniversary servers. And then we're off to the starting zone. Your first day in Dunmore. Dwarves and gnomes have been part of the alliance for quite some time. These industrious folk have also supported each other, and that shows in the way both races live in close proximity without savaging each other every few years. Yet there are clear differences between these two cultures. The dwarves are strong, courageous and proud. They produce blades, guns, armor and great buildings of stone. Gnomes are more inquisitive, building gadgets that are not always of immediate use or even known purpose. Together, these two races make Dunmore a land of many trades. Your first day. Anyone who suddenly appears inside Ironforge or any number of dwarven strongholds might think that the land outside was blasted with heat and steam. Yet Dunmore is a cold land, high in the mountains, where a biting wind becomes one's frequent companion. And it goes into your first quests. Elwyn Forest. Elwyn Forest is the pleasant home of Stormwind City and the basket of human civilization in the east. Surrounded by settled farms, lumber mills and mines, it's no wonder where the humans get their grand ideas of a peaceful future. Your first day. A light breeze blows throughout the trees. The smells of freshly cut wood and baked goods drift from you through the woods. The sun is shining and it's just warm enough for a refreshing glass of water or lemonade. Such a life at the heart of the human lands where the guards patrol the roads and train daily. Teldrassil is the new home of the brave Night Elves, a people who have taken arms and magic to battle against demons and restore the balance of their spirits. With the former capital of elven power nearly destroyed by fighting against the demons, the refuge has grown in prominence. Those ancient and animated trees that remain to protect the forest have gathered here to stop any final advance from the evil remotes. Now the Night Elves are shaking off their suffering and readying themselves for the next chapter in their history. Your first day. Teldrassil is a tree the size of a large island off the coast of Kalimdor. Isolated from the effects of many recent troubles, the land itself is free from some of the greater taints that plagues many of Kalimdor's forests. Yet even here, there are the stirrings of disease and corruptions. Then we're on to the Horde starting zones. Durotar. Durotar is the new homeland of the orcs and trolls on the continent of Kalimdor. It was a thrall who led the orcs to this new desolate land and began to rebuild what his people had lost. Thrall rescued the trolls as well as the remnants of the Dark Spirit tribe have also taken up residence in Durotar, though chosen for its desolate and arid climate. Enemies still lurk in the crags and caves of Durotar. Your first day. Durotar is mostly a desert region, with the capital city of Orgrimmar to the north, the river to the west, and the ocean to the east and south. Caverns and crags wind their way throughout the rocky terrains, creating havens for those seeking to strike at the newcomers. Even the lush island chain to the southeast houses ill intent. Mulgore. The Tauren, once a nomadic people hunted by the centaur, have taken up residence within the grassy meadows of Mulgore. They walk paths closely intertwined with the Earth Mother and the way of the hunt, a rite of passage for all Tauren, through hunting the beasts of the land and making a place for themselves in the cycle of life. The Tauren gain a greater understanding of the world around them. With the help of Thrall, the Tauren were able to drive the centaur out of Mulgore. The Tauren have gained a home where they can raise their children in safety, and they seek to repay the favor. Your first day. The Tauren have built their home in harmony with Mulgore. The gentle breeze makes some think of paradise and relaxation, but the Tauren are constantly on the path of both betterment and enlightenment. The Tauren stewardship of this land can be seen in the lush fields of grass, prevalence of herbs, and the roaming herds of Kodo. But there are those that seek to pillage this rich land. Dwarves and the venture company alike dig deep into the earth to steal the copper. Tirisfal Glades. Tirisfal Glades has seen better days. The mighty city of Lordaeron has fallen, demons and roach, and the last vestige of humanity has declared war or anything that isn't part of the Scarlet Crusade. What keeps this land to succumbing to anarchy? From below the ruins of Lordaeron, the Banshee Queen commands the Forsaken. Though killed by the plague and never granted death, the Forsaken have rebelled. They have chosen to reclaim Tirisfal Glades and halt the advance of the Scourge. Your first day. Lordaeron and the other establishments within the Tirsal Glades have been sacked, burned and forgotten. The land was assumed to be a stronghold of the Scourge, but the will of Sylvanas Windrunner shattered the plans of the Scourge and brought a major player to the table. The Forsaken have chosen to ally with the Horde in an attempt to stave off their destruction. While the Forsaken are power to be reckoned with, there are many that wish them nothing short of a final rest. Learning about the world. A glimpse of the world. Setting foot into unknown lands is a dangerous prospect. The lands of Azeroth have been ravaged by wars and plagues, but peace is finding footholds and the land is healing in places. This section gives a brief description of each of the areas, while role players gain the greatest use. Even general gamers will find the information useful as it influences quest lines, ongoing wars, and other matters of importance. So a little bit about the Eastern Kingdoms. We have Lordaeron, Khazad-dûm, and Azeroth as a whole. A little bit weird how it's divided. Azeroth should come first, right? Kalimdor, the central Kalimdor, southern Kalimdor, northern Kalimdor, and Terras. Alterac Mountains. The Alterac Mountains are home to many powerful ogres and to the Dalaran. While standing on the northeast shores of the area, a person can see over to the grim canopy of Silverpine Forest. Arathi Islands. A fragrant wind of pollen, grass and other living things blows over those who enter the highlands of Arathi. People from both the Horde and the Alliance settle here, trying to farm the arable land of the north and struggle against the many natural dangers of the land. Ashenvale is a lush and vibrant area of forest, meadows and lakes. Today demons, elementals, furbolgs and many other supernatural creatures rule this land. Ashara is located to the east of Ashenvale, named after Queen Ashara, the Naga that still roam this land. This stone has progressive level increases as you travel to the edges of the land. Badlands. South of Loch Modan is an area open of sand and rock known as Badlands. Many natural predators hunt here, but there are also rare and fierce creatures as well. The Barrens are one of the largest zones and central hub for travel between regions. Savanna prowlers roam the land and remain hidden from younger adventurers, while raptors, centaurs, harpies and all others wildlife can be seen hunting or foraging. Blasted Lands. The dark portal sits here, ominous in its presence and guarded for unknown purposes. Burning Steppes. The Burning Steppes are more dangerous than almost any realm in the east, save perhaps from the Plague Lands where the Scourge is located. Darkshore is the first port of call for Night Elves leaving their beloved Darnassus behind. This zone can easily support those characters wishing to create a home until they gain a bit of experience. Desolus. Appropriately named, Desolus is a land where there is little growth, joy or hope. Forest in the highlands between the wetlands and the Searing Gorge, blocked from reaching either because of the impassable cliffs of stone and ice that surrounds it. Durotar. Some of Azeroth's orcs and trolls call Durotar their home. The Valley of Trials begins to temper the characters with its rugged and demanding landscape. Duskwood has become quiet. The silent dead now wander throughout this once tranquil forest, slaying the living and threatening to overwhelm the town of Darkshire. And the Swallow March. Watery, murky pools scattered among the land are the biggest indication that you're in the Swallow March. The Eastern Plaguelands. Beyond Darrowmere Lake are the Eastern Plaguelands, home of the sea's sorrow and some of the Scourge's greatest troops. Elwyn Forest has been a quiet land for some time, but pressing attacks from the Defias Brotherhood and nearby gnolls have led the humans here nervous. Fellwood is rife with corruption. The once green of the land is now filled predominantly with the shades of ominous browns. Veralas is a tropical region filled with plenty of vegetation where various creatures hide. Hillspread foothills. The Yenton foothills around Hillspread would have stayed peaceful if not for the fall of Lordaeron. Now these farmlands have become the front lines for the war between the Alliance and the undead of the Forsaken. The Hinterlands. In the far northeast is a land that is almost forgotten by those who fight for survival throughout the Eastern Kingdoms. Loch Modan is a large lake created by the presence of the Stone-Rot Dam and a large melt-off from the surrounding cliffs. Moonglade is a peaceful, serene settling with small village named Nighthaven looking down on it. Mulgore is the starting region for the Torrent. The largest portion of the land is made up of open plains ringed by mountains, and the mesas that make up the capital city of Thunderbluff to the north. Redridge Mountains. East of Stormwind and Elwyn Forest is the town of Lakeshire, placed in the middle of the Redridge Mountains. Searing Gorge. West from the Badlands is the Searing Gorge, fed by lava flows. Silithus. Climbing west out of the steam of Angora crater lies Silithus. This desert land is in a state of flux. Silverpine Forest. The gloom of Silverpine is now a calming force for many of the area's residents. Stone Talon Mountains can be found in the mountains between the Barrens and Desolate. The Tauren outpost of Sunrock Retreat lies off the beaten path near the middle of the mountains and provides the hordes with the only local Stranglethorn Vale. The southern end of the Eastern Kingdoms is an area of rivers, jungle and coastline known as Stranglethorn Vale. Swamp of Sorrows. Throughout Deadwind Pass east of Duskwood is the Swamp of Sorrows. Tanaris. Khajiitstan is one big desert with all the desert creatures you have to come to expect by now. Delra Yggdrasil is the new home of the Night Elves. This distant homeland is far away from safety of the Alliance lands. This Farglades has seen the ravages of plague and the scourge. The once vibrant villages and grand city of Lordaeron lay in ruins. Ankara Crater is the blast from the past. The land is loaded with dinosaurs, walking plants and big bugs and elementals. The Western Plaguelands above the Alterac Mountains is the entrance to the Western Plaguelands. Westfall is the breadbasket of the Southern land. Once home to hundreds of the best farmers, the area is now sparsely populated. Wetlands, sodden with moisture pouring off the mountains and drifting in from sea. The wetland region is swamped with slimes, fen dwellers, and a number of dangerous humanoids, gnolls, orcs, and dark island dwarves. Winter Spring. The northern land of Winter Spring is reached throughout a dangerous tunnel out of Fellwood. The furbolg who live here are hard to befriend. In the cities of Azeroth, history, the wars and plagues have claimed many cities throughout the history of Azeroth, while sand and vine spew and break cities in the past. The people constantly rebuild new ones. These stand as beacons of light and civilization in times of trial. Darnassus, Ironforge, Stormwind, Orgrimmar, Thundercloth, and the other city, and different world factions and reputations. And the races of Azeroth, Alliance and the Horde, Dwarf, Gnome, Orc, Tauren, Human, Night Elf, Troll, and Forsaken. A little bit about the races. Dwarves, much like the stone and metal the dwarves shapes to adeptly, the dwarves themselves are sturdy and durable. Forsaken. The Forsaken have been freed from the chains of mortal bodies. They only continue to exist because of their dominant spirit. Gnomes. At first look, gnomes appear much like children. Don't underestimate them though. Those large eyes staring serenely at you hide a very active and articulate mind. Humans are very flexible, while most people think of humans as masters of no specific field. They can compete on every field. Night Elves are as agile as they are long-lived, while casters find the extra chance to dodge appealing. Melee classes love the added chance for a critical strike provided by the increased agility. Orcs. Centuries of demonic influence and war have honed orcs to be strong and lasting. The Tauren are massive. Their strength surpasses even the orcs and the dwarves. And the trolls. Only one thing is similar among all trolls. They are very adaptable to their profession. A little bit about the different classes. We have a druid, hunter, mage, paladin, priest, rogue, shaman, during the basics. Common tactics, specialization. A lot of information. We have a map about transformation or transportation, I should say. About the druids, very in depth about the classes. Here's a list of all their abilities, how much they cost, what they do, when they're upgraded, the different specs in the hunt. The pages are so slippery in this old book. The mage. Paladin, only for the Alliance faction back in vanilla. And the priest. And the rogue. And the shaman, only for the horde characters in vanilla. And the warlocks. And the last class of vanilla, the warrior. My favorite one to play, though it takes so long to level. A little bit about the dungeons and raids. To the battle, about the PvP system before the battlegrounds or arena. A completely different time with the PvP or the battlegrounds. It's like your winghold and the Arathi basin. You could not queue up for this, you had to walk to the location after a battle. Crafting and professions. Imagine back in the day where you would have to study the game before everything was spoon-fed the way games are today. I really think growing up in the 90s and early 2000s, I think that was the best timeline I was born in. I would do anything to have a time machine to go back to this wonderful time of life. I really do enjoy the nostalgia, the old retro gaming toys I used to have as a child. I really miss my childhood. Maybe it's a little bit personal, but before everything happened in my life that I wish it would not have happened. So going back with nostalgia and thinking about my youth makes me very, very happy. This is just a bunch of quests. Flipping through. The pages are so slippery. I don't think I can physically go through one by one of the equipments and items, so it is continuous. As you can see, lists and lists and lists. Equipment. Oh my god. Going through this. This is the a little bit sad. I've been looking into the Beastcherry guide for vanilla from BradyGames, where they show pictures of the mobs or enemies and then a little bit information about them. This is great. It just goes through what it is, the Beastcherry, but it doesn't show. It's not as, not visible, but I don't get very much ASMR going through this. It's just different kind of lists for me. That doesn't do it. But I'm looking to get a whole lot of that one. Some additional content. Use this little page about, vendor pets, dropped pets, crafted pets, special pets, quest reward pets. So the pets were items you had in your bag. You had to right click instead of summoning like you have in tabs or collections today. Very, very cool. And you could buy these for either gold, silver or dropping. This is a very fun page. Maybe we'll try getting some of these. I love the disgusting Osley. Farmed for it quite some time, a long time. Very, very fun pet. And the parrot cage is in my car. And here is an ad for my beloved keyboard. The Seaboard keyboard for World of Warcraft. I still use this one today. It is the greatest one. It still works as well. On this side you have the CD for it to put. Oh wow. Does one actually have this still? The exclusive world map. I would love to have that here in my gaming corner. What a beautiful, beautiful artwork. And this is the one I collect, the Heroes of Azeroth, World of Warcraft trading card game. Only missing 8 of these cards from the first set, Heroes of Azeroth. I have the Leroy Jenkins one, but I would love to find one of these. Look, the atlases. I made my first video here on YouTube with this one. These are very, very rare. The old bookmarks, they go for quite a lot for collectors. And here is the binders I have for my cards. And as you know, I have this one, the Penny Arcade binder. It's World of Warcraft in classic Penny Arcade style. So these are 2 binders, and if you turn them upside down. You have the folder back. I'd love to find this as well, but I love this. It's very, very, very rare. So we have the official binder, and then this one. I can't believe I still have it in such a great condition. It is such an amazing piece of item and gaming history. And then some thanks. This is copyrighted in 2006. Here is the companion to the #1 PC strategy game is here. The Dungeon Companion. And I have made a video on that here on my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. I feel so happy creating this. I've been smiling ear to ear. I hope you enjoyed this video,